Alright, Torchlight Infinite has been out for about 2 years now, a little bit more, so if you're a new player or a returning player, it might be kind of daunting getting in because they just add so much content every single season to the point the game's only been out for 2 years and they're already reworking and making old mechanics better. They really just pound out so much content. It's by far the fastest now in the ARPG genre. So I'll get through everything and tell you what you need to know to get all the sources of power for your character. Number one is your gear here that actually goes on your character. It's obvious, and I will talk about the less obvious things about it. So obviously, you want to get all these pieces of gear, get your rare gear, get your legendary gear. That's going to depend on what character you're using. But what won't depend on your character is all these secondary things on the gear you're going to want to get. Now, it's not going to be the same exact stats, but So first up, the blending affix. This is for your belt. Oasis, it comes from the oasis mechanic, which you can access here. Enter Cloud Oasis, it's like the town mechanic in this game. And then you can put these affixes on your belt, which are usually a very big boost. Mine gives me +1 spell burst, which essentially I get another spell cast every time I use my spell. Big damage for this character. Then next, we got corrosion. Here you can see the corrosion. This is like the corrupting of this game. This is the corrosion affix right here. Give it implicit, but corrosion can do other things like upgrading affixes on an item. I don't know if I have one that shows it, but basically your affixes can roll to a higher number and can buff other things in various ways. Very important to get once your gear is all set on your character. I need to start doing that actually. And then another one, which I don't have, is the dream interpretation. And what that is from this currency, shallow dream talk. It comes from the dream mechanic. Implicit, you can get on your gear. I will just do one to give you a little demonstration. You put it in here, you get these shallow dream talkings. It's going to add a positive effect and a negative effect. And you get to choose one here. These are spell damage, elemental damage. We'll just take the elemental damage here. Then you get a negative effect here, which actually for me that was quite good. I don't do anything with strength, so that is very good. It's just a straight up upgrade for me there. So it's kind of a balancing act. Can you get the good affix with a negative affix that doesn't break your character? That is dream interpretation. And then outlaw sequence is in here from the outlaw mechanic, the tower mechanic, and it requires these items called base mods, which comes from the outlaw mechanic, which is like the truck. And then you will enter R&D here, get your item in here. It gives you some choices for the chips you get, kind of like an anoint, so then you can see what you can get here. You basically match them up here. And then you choose one, and then it shows you your affixes you can get here. I'm gonna go for, I guess the 4 here is decent. And then you get another one, and you can see here what you can get up there. I can go for cold pen or armor right now. I think getting a 3 is probably, well, 6 or 5. Either way, just do that. And I lost. I didn't get anything. So you have to try and get the right sequence. Could take you a few attempts there. Next up, we got slates, divinity slate, statue of the new god. It's like the Tetris mechanic. Here, it gives a bunch of stats, some very, very powerful stats. This is a huge damage multiplier. You can get a lot of really good nodes. The legendary nodes often have a max effect of 1, but they are just absolutely massive power. Very big power boost. Yeah, I got another spell burst there. It's very good for my character. And then there's special Tetris pieces, special slates called Pedigree or Corner of Divinity. There's a few of them, Fallen Starlight. They get very big stats. Pedigree, for example, this is the biggest one. You can get the talent tree passive big nodes, the masteries here. So you can see on mine I had one called Bunch. This is this node. Very, very big power spike. It's like getting another huge talent passive tree node. But it is on your divinity slots. So I have bunch, and then I have rapid shots, 2 very big nodes. And then on non-legendary ones, so these non-yellow ones, you get these talent nodes below, which you can roll and also get very powerful affixes on. Next up, we got hero memories. These are linked to your hero traits. They will level up your hero trait. And then it also has their own stats on it, which you can then roll using memory scraps here. And then as you upgrade them, which mine are max level, but you upgrade them and then it will upgrade the base stat. The fixed affixes are random rolls that drop when the item is dropped. So they are assigned as they drop. And you're going to have to buy probably the ones you actually need. Now, into your gems, obviously your active gem level will give you more damage, kind of a no-brainer. Then your support gems give you levels. You're going to want to make sure you use the actual correct support gems. And then there is also special support gems in the game. They're magnificent. They each have their own kind of role here. They give new special effects. It's basically like upgraded support gems, but they can get kind of pricey. Some of them are cheap. It's going to depend on your skill. If you're playing a meta skill, it can be quite expensive. Or if you're playing a less meta skill, pretty cheap. And then to actually link your skills, you're going to need energy here. That is on your gear. You can see it there. And you roll it at the arms dealer, gear empowerment, put it in there, boom. Next up is a new mechanic this season, ethereal prisms. You click over here on your passive tree, install prism. Then it will highlight an area and everything in there will get the bonus that it says on here. So medium towns gain 15 dex, and I also get spell burst charge on the small nodes. Then this one also adds an additional effect to the core talent, which gives me more movement speed. There's some also fancier ones that can like reflect sides of your tree. If you have really powerful tree, like reflect this side over there. Some more interesting ones like that. I'm just using a basic one right now though. Then we have kismets, or they're called destinies here. And these all have different stats. And then the big ones, like the biggest ones, are called the kismets. And then the smaller ones are called like fate or destiny. And then these, what you do, can go to your pact spirit and you can replace the small nodes. You click install there. I don't have any, but that's where you'd install it. And then that being said, pact spirits also give you power and loot drop, which you can usually get 2 or 3 free every season. So here this season, there's one in the 7-day login thing. You get one for free after you log in 7 days. And then for new players, there's an additional one that you get when you beat the time mark 8 traveler. So that's a second one. And then 7-day login here, you also get a couple pulls. And then in the Supreme Showdown, in the rewards, once you get to level 20, you get another pack spirit. So you can grind out 2 or 3 per season usually. Then path of progression on here, you will get skill points for completing all of these. Usually you'll just kind of complete these passively through playing the game, but some of them you will target. And then you also get star talents, which are part of your mapping talents to put whatever season mechanic you want on it here. And then there's other stuff like get more XP for finishing them, get more drop quantity, get more ember quantity, get more loot. And then they can individually also give you currency, crafting materials, just pretty much generic power across the board. That is pretty much every source of power in the game. I might have missed 1 or 2 minor ones. I don't think so though. So that is the majority of source of power in the game. Check the link in the description to log in now.